Hello. I have a brief statement to make. President Clinton and Secretary Albright sent our delegation here to Belgrade on a mission of peace at a time of escalating violence in the region. We've conducted 2 days of intense talks with President Milosevic and his associates. We emphasized 2 things. We sought evidence that there would be a ceasefire of the military operations going on in Kosovo, and secondly, a readiness to enter into prompt actions that would lead rapidly to a NATO-led force in Kosovo in accordance with the Rambouillet Accords, a force, I would stress, that was neither pro or anti any ethnic group, but in favor of peace in the region. As we have reported to President Clinton and Secretary Albright, commitments were not forthcoming from the Yugoslav authorities on either point. Accordingly, we have been instructed to go to Brussels now and report and meet with our NATO allies and then return to Washington. Any questions? We have just a minute or two.
And Mr. Ambassador, would you formalities and declarations and technicalities aside, would you consider that a state of war does or is about to exist between NATO and Serbia?
That's above my pay grade, Jim. That's for the President and the White House to address.
Are any lines still open? What needs to be done to avoid accidents?
Communications are always open, even in times of conflict. Ambassador Hill will return to Skopje when the rest of us go to Brussels and Washington. Belgrade has his phone number. Other ambassadors may or may not remain here as they wish. The 3 co-negotiators of Rambouillet, the European Union negotiator, Ambassador Petric, the Russian negotiator,
They have the call?
and I and Ambassador Hill met today, and they have agreed to keep in close touch. And the Yugoslav authorities are always welcome to contact us, and I'm sure we'll remain in contact with them.
Are there any signs of possible movement on the Yugoslav side?
If I were to say yes, I would mislead you.
If there is no movement, will there be airstrikes or any kind of intervention?
I will leave the consequences of what I've announced to other people to deal with.
Is this the last diplomatic effort on your part?
I will leave that for other people to deal with.
Mr. Holbrook, how is it negotiating with President Milosevic? It must be a very difficult task. Can you characterize it?
You characterized it quite well yourself.
What was the atmosphere like there?
It was very intense and tinged with a sense that we were crossing a watershed moment in the long and tortured dialogue between the contact group, the Western Allies, and the leadership of Yugoslavia. We've had other moments like this, but this one has a different character to it, and we must all recognize this. I think it's evident by the size of this crowd that all of you recognize it too. One last question.
What is your personal feeling about this?
My personal feelings are not relevant in this matter. Our team is here at the instructions of the President and the Secretary of State. We do whatever we can in search of peace. Peace is the mission of the United States and our allies. And we came here, as I said, on a mission of peace at a moment of extreme danger, and we leave now to discuss the consequences of what I've reported to you, and I would refer the rest of the questions to other people in Washington and Brussels and NATO capitals. And I want to thank all of you for the way you've covered our trip this time and our last trips. You're a great group of press journalists, and I thank you all. See you.
Thanks.
Drop down the microphone, guys.